Hey guys, it is Carl Brown from GL365.com. Got one from Bullet For My Valentine today. We're gonna learn how to do Tears Don't Fall. It's about time I got to this band. I don't know, this is how it goes up here. Whatever you guys are requesting, I'm gonna generally do eventually, so we got around to it. Now, before I do get into it, we're gonna go through the whole song, everything, all the riffs, all the harmony guitar parts, the solo, you name it. We're gonna check it out. But before I do, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you like all these thousands of song lessons I've done note for note, please give me a like, maybe a comment, watch my new videos, even if it's a song you hate, it helps. And if you truly want to support what I do here on YouTube, and it's not becoming a member of the YouTube channel, subscribing as much as I appreciate it, that's not my Guitar Academy. A lot of people go, oh, I thought I was a member of your YouTube channel. No, the Guitar Academy is in the description. It's a completely different site. It's none of the courses in there are on YouTube. None of the videos on there are on YouTube. It's all my guitar courses. I got courses for complete beginners to more advanced courses on technique, improvisation, ear training, theory, guitar tone. I'm live there every weekend with just an Academy member live stream. It's a lot of fun, great community. So please go over there and join us and click that link. You get 40% off my annual subscription rate. And if you've never had an account, you get a free 7-day trial as well. So you can check it all out. Full access during the free trial. All right, let's jump into the track. I am in drop C, because they're in drop C. So what is that? So it's basically the whole guitar tuned down a whole step, and then you put your guitar in drop tuning. Or I can just tell you the notes. The low E string tuned down to a C. The A string tuned down a whole step to a G. The D string tuned down a whole step to a C. The G string tuned down a whole step to an F. B string tuned down a whole step to an A. And the high E string tuned down a whole step to a D. So they're all tuned down a whole step except for the bottom string, which is tuned down 2 whole steps. All right, so now we can jump into it. So this opening little clean guitar part in the intro that you also hear during the first half of the verse sections of the verse has a delay on it. So I'm not. I quickly just said, I'll throw a little delay on this. The delay I have here that I was using doesn't sound completely like the recording. To be completely honest, you probably research how to do this a lot better than I'm doing it. I'm not much of a tone guy. I really don't care. But I got about 300 milliseconds on this. So if you want to be similar to the tone, you can use that, or you can just research it online like I didn't do and get a little bit closer. I'm going to turn that delay off now, so we're going to basically learn the part without the delay so you can tell what the picking pattern actually is, because the delay makes it sound different than it actually is played. So here it is without the delay. All right, so it's going to repeat that a few times, and then at the end it goes on the 4th time. So now the part is, this is also, when we get to the verse, it's the first half of the verse. So it's going to be starting here at the 7th fret here on the D string, and then we have the 9th fret there on the G. So you're going to hit that D string twice, and then once on the G string. So you do that a couple times. And then it just does once on the D, and then once on the high E, on the G, sorry. And then it kind of starts rotating back. It goes 2 hits on the D, and then we go 9 on the G, back once on the D, 10 on the G, 7 on the D again, and then 9 on the G. So this is kind of rocking back and forth just one time. So slow it down. All right, and then we're going to come over here to the 8th fret on the A string. I'm going to call it the A string, and I'm just going to call it like it's a standard tuned guitar, by the way, so we don't confuse ourselves too much. So just E through E strings here. All right. From there, that's the over the 8th fret on the A string, 10th fret there on the D string. And that same pattern that we started here was just done here. And then take it up to the 10th fret, so 10th on the A, 12th on the D. So we just basically go 10 twice there on the A string, 12 on the D, and then back down to that 10, and there's a little hammer on, which is 10, hammer on to 12 on the D, then 10, hammer on to 12 on the G. So from here. So the whole thing. Repeat. So it does it like 4 times. The 4th time, it doesn't go up here. It just does that full pattern at the 8th fret and 10 on the D, and then just slide up to 12, and you're done. And then it kicks into the main chorus. Now, there is actually a second guitar part that comes in. So you play that part basically 4 times. The 3rd and 4th time, we start hearing this coming in with it. Looks like this. All right, so it's kind of some double stops here. I believe it's the Matt that comes in and plays those live at least. So we're basically here at the 10th fret there on the D and 9th fret there on the G. So it's a little double stop on the D and the G strings. Just kind of consistent downstrokes. Then you can move it up to the 10th fret on the D, 12th fret on the D, 10th on the G. Then back down to 10 on the D, 9 on the G. And then 9 on the D, 7 on the G. So. And then we go back up to the 9 and 10, and then the 10 and 12. And then it jumps straight down to the 9 and 7, hits that 1 once at the end. So all together. All right, then we get to the main riff of the song, really. The chorus. It makes up the chorus, but right now we're still in the intro. And that's got a couple of guitars, different guitar parts going here. The main one that you're hearing, I'll play first. Looks like this. All right, so that's gonna start here. So this is what Padge is playing. So we're similar to what Matt's playing too. Matt just doesn't do the octave. So we basically have, you're gonna start it just with this 3rd fret power chord off the bottom 3 strings. And then you're gonna add this 5th fret there on the G string and 6th fret there on the B. So you gotta hit the lower strings first, and then the whole thing, adding those 2 strings in there. So we have that 6 and 5 there, and then you move the 5 down to the 5th fret there on the B, still keeping the 5 on the G, and then back up to 6 on the B. So we have this. So I'm hitting all those strings there. And then Move it up here to this 5th fret power chord, across the bottom 3 strings, and then we go into the octaves. So that's the octave off the 5th fret of the A string. So it's going to be having the 7th fret on the G with it there, the octave, and then just take that down to the 3rd fret, then the 2nd fret. So we have this. And then you start over. And now this time, we're back to the octave. The octave melody is just slightly different. So the second time through, the octaves are going to go 5, 7. So call them the fret that your index finger is at. But obviously, if you're playing this song, you know what an octave is. So 5, 7, and then down to 2, all off the A string. So all together. Repeat all that. And then you're going to have this. This is just the 7th fret there on the D string, just slightly pulled up as you keep picking it, or pull it down. And then bring it back. All right, so what's Matt doing during the chorus? Is a little bit different. So he doesn't do the octave, so it looks like this. All right, so that's just the same beginning. And then it starts here with just the normal power chord, and then he's gonna add that note in, so he goes, then he plays after a couple beats, he adds that 7th fret there on the G string. And then you start over. And he does the same thing here. And then he's going to take it up to the 7th fret, that whole chord, so that note on the G string comes up to 9. And then back down, that chord shape down to the 5th fret. So that's all he's doing during the chorus. So all together. Repeat. All right, so now we're back to the verse. So the verse starts, there's only one guitar for the first half of the verse, and that's so we kind of do that a little bit. So it kind of does that riff twice and does that slide into the 12th fret. So before we did it 4 times in the intro, just do it kind of twice. So we did it twice there instead of 4 times. Still ended it with this slide to the 12th fret on the D. And then it does some harmonics. It grabs the harmonic at the 5th fret on the B, and then the 5th fret on the G. And then we kick into a distorted sound. We have 2 guitars now. Matt comes in playing like a lower rhythm, but Padge is going to keep playing the riff up top with a slight variation on it. Looks like this. No delays now. So we'll cover what Matt's doing in a second. So and Matt's taking the is taking care of that part down here. So it might sound like that's going on, but that's not what's going on. So we basically had this. So it's like kind of like the first half of the verse, and then it goes to this. So that's just the 10th fret on the D and the 9th fret there on the G. So those kind of double stops that we did in the intro for Matt's part in the intro. So it's that same rhythm. And then the same thing here at the 9th fret on the D, 7th fret on the G. So all together. Repeat. So now underneath that we have Matt. So this is the second half of the verse. We have Matt coming in. So you hear after the clean guitar part and it kicks in more distorted guitar, you hear Matt come in with this. Kind of like that. So it's just kind of just open A string, then 3/5 on the low E. Kind of straight down strokes, kind of palm muted. All right, and then we get to the pre-chorus. So the pre-chorus here, Matt picks up the rhythm quite a bit, and it sort of goes into like a kind of a gallop rhythm underneath it, and we have that melody. So the rhythm first under it. So Matt's part underneath it is this. All right, so that's just kind of this open A string. Kind of gallop, down, 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 down. And then at the end of it, kind of straight down up. And then back to the gallops here when we get to the 3rd fret there on the A string. And then down to the gallops in the 3rd fret on the low E. And then into the straight. And then after you go back to the A, and this is the gallops, and then into this, and then it goes into this 3rd fret. Kind of just you can just do the single notes or add power chords. Kind of more sounds like single notes here on the 3rd fret, and then down there, and that kind of takes us into the chorus there. All right, so that's what Matt's doing underneath the pre-chorus. What Padge is doing is this. So that's going to be sliding into the 9th fret on the D string, then play 10, over to 12 on the G, and then 10, 9, 10, 7. So one more time. And then we're going to go back to slide into 9, 10, over to 12 on the G again. Then 10, 9, 10, slide up to 12 on the D. So it is. Repeat. When we get down to the 7th fret the second time, and that's just kind of 8th note field, all downstrokes, palm muted, 7, 9, 10. When you get that 10, you just hit that once. All together one more time with that melody. All right, so then it takes us back to the same chorus, both parts. All right, right, so same through the same chorus, the same little thing that transitions to the verse. Then the same verse again, same pre-chorus again, same chorus again. So now we're flying through the song because we're just kind of doing some repeats there. All right, so now we've made it to the interlude section. So this is when it gets a bit hairy. So we're gonna go through this for you real quick. This is starts off as kind of an interlude section. I'll do that first. And then we go into like a gallop section. And then back to the interlude and then to a solo. And I gotta work for a cutoff for us. So anyway, so let's just do the interlude first that you're gonna hear coming out of the second chorus. Looks like this. All right, so I kind of went into the gallop, which I wouldn't plan on doing, but you know, it's kind of fun to play. So we're gonna start here. It's kind of based off a, so it's kind of A power chord there, and then down, up, down, up, down, up. 6 of them, 6 hits there in between. So you kind of do that. By the way, you hear it. A pick scrape come in over this too before they go into that thing at the end. So kind of do that for a minute, and then we have this. So that's this power chord at the 3rd fret off the A string. So it's the 3rd fret on the A, 5th on the D. Open A power chord. Back to that 3rd fret power chord, and then 6th fret, 5, 3, 2. All right, so for there we get to this kind of gallop harmony section here. So we have, kind of need both guitars going to make it sound right. So Matt's playing the lower part, Padge is playing the higher part. So we'll do Matt's part first. So it looks like this. Almost missed that last time. Forgot where we're going. All right, so yeah, so we're gonna start here with this kind of the gallop feel on the open A string, and then so we have this. Remember, this is Matt's part. 10-9 on the D. I'll just show the melody first. 10-9 on the D, then 7-9. Then 9, 10, 7. Now he puts in between those, so he kind of leads into it, obviously. Then when we get here, there's kind of just one hit in between, like 1, 2, the open A, then the open A. Kind of just fill up the space. And that last one is 9, 10, 7. So I'll play this. Then another gallop. Then we have this. So that's the melody down here is, this is the lower part of the harmony. 5, 3 on the D, then 2, 3 on the D, and then play 3, 5, 3 on the A. And in between them, we're gonna put that open A string into it. So we start with the gallops. So the second time through the riff, that little halfway part after this high part, then it goes into a straight. so it goes into the straight rhythm real quick before it does those chords. And that's the same little power chord line we did at the end of the interlude, just right before here. So we have, so far here, we have this. Repeat. And that takes us to the bridge. All right, so now we have Padge playing same thing pretty much. He does match him a little bit here with it's not a total harmony part. There is a thing that kind of they play the same thing down here for a second. So here's his higher harmony part. So it's the same rhythm though. So the same thing's going on with the A string in between the notes. So it goes this. All right, so that's just basically it's the same rhythm. There's just different notes on the D string. So instead of it's this 14, 12, 10, 12, then 12, 14, 10. So I have those open A's in between there. Another little gallop there, and then the notes down here, this is where he kind of matches them at first. So Matt did this as well. So that was what Matt did as well too. So it's the same notes there. 5, that's a 3 on the D, then 2, 3 on the D. But here they venture off, Matt goes down, goes to this, and then Padge plays that, which is 2, 3, 2. So we have this 5, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. Just gotta hit those A's in between it. So we have this all together. That same inning. And repeat all that. We have made it to the bridge. All right, so the bridge has once again a little quick harmony part. They're playing the same chords and then they do a different harmony. So this is leading us almost to the solo here. So we have the bridge looks like this. All right, so we're gonna start here with this power chord, just the bottom 3 strings at the 3rd fret. Then up to 7. Gonna hit the open D power chord a couple times. And then we have this, we have this lower part being played, which is hit the 3rd fret twice on the D string, 2nd fret once on the D, over to the 3rd fret on the A string once. Then you hit the open D power chord again and do that melody again. So we have this 3, then. So we have one guitarist doing that. The other one, I believe Padge is playing this one down there. And then the same thing, 3 to the open D, but we have this. I believe Matt's playing that. Might have that mixed up, but I think that's right. So that's just 7 twice on the D string, and 5th fret once on the D, over to 7th fret on the A. So basically we have one part doing that. So doing this, and the other part's doing the lower harmony. Then they both come in together and play the 3rd fret power chord. 2, 3, 5, 3, 6. And then so it's that same kind of fast rhythm that we did earlier with the 6 hits in between. So you do about 6 times and then hit the chord 3 times. And we are then at the guitar solo. Guitar, let's play it. All right, so I'm gonna play through the solo here. I believe they flip. I think it's Padge just playing the main lead at the beginning with the wah. Well, I think they're both using wah, but I'm gonna use the wah the whole time. When it gets to that part, I believe it's Matt, but camera's flying around in the live videos. I can't really tell, but I just do my homework before I come online, right? All right, so let me play this solo for you real quick, and then I'll show you how to play it note for note. All right, you got that? Let's just move on. All right, so now it's got a wah pedal. I'm not gonna, obviously, I had that while I was doing it, but we don't need to do that while I'm actually showing you what to do. So we're gonna start here with this repeated pattern. So it's this, you're gonna be pulling off 20 to 17 on the high E string. Then over to 20 on the B string, then back to 17 on the high E, and then pull off 20 to 17 on the B string. So it's a 6-note lick there, so it's like this. So you're gonna wanna work on that a while, because this is most of the solo there. So what he's doing here, he's gonna do that lick 3 times. And then he's gonna do a pull off from 20 to 17 on the high E string into a bend and some vibrato at the 20th fret there on the B. So wait this. So 3 times a lick and then that. All right, from there, we're gonna do that lick again 3 times. And then now we're gonna do this, which is a pull off from 20 to 17 on the B into a bend at the 19th fret on the G string with some vibrato. So it's like 3 times with the lick, then a pull off on the top string, bend on the 2nd string, and then 3 times with the lick again, and then a pull off on the B string and the bend on the G. So repeat. Then basically a different ending. All right, and then from there, we're gonna take the same lick, but we're gonna keep going down the scale. So it goes all the way down. So what's going on there? So we do the lick on the high E string, on the top 2 strings, basically. So it's basically down the, what you would see as the A minor pentatonic, right? So even though we're in a different tuning, but so you take that shape. So you basically take the pattern that we did before. You do it there on the high E and the B string, and then the same pattern now on the B and the G. So obviously now the notes on the G string, they're gonna be 1917 instead of 2017. So we have this still pulling off 2017 on the B, over to 19 on the G, and back to that 17, then pull off 1917. So it's the same lick, it's just kind of taken through the scale, so the fingerings might change as you change strings. And then we're gonna now do the same lick on the 2 middle strings, which is just a 1917 on each string. And then you're gonna end the lick there with the 19th fret there on the D string. So all together. All right, now we have some sweet picking. All right, so that's gonna start with an A minor. So we're gonna start here with this, this A minor here. So with this 9th fret there on the G, and then the 10th fret there on the B, and then the 8th fret on the high string. So you sweep across those. Then you're gonna place 20 on the high E string. That's gonna be an upstroke. Pull back off to the 8th fret there. Then into an upstroke there on the 10th fret there, the B. So we have this. And then we go back ascending this again. So 9 on the G, 10 on the B, 8 on the high E string, all with the downstroke. And then the 12th fret on the high E string. So we have this so far. Once you get here, slide up to, so it's kind of a C major arpeggio. So you're gonna be, after you get here to that, you get that upstroke there on the 12th fret on the high string, slide up to 14 and pull off to 12. And then 13 on the B, 12 on the G, and 14 on the D. So it's all one. And then, I don't know if both of these notes are the ones in overdub, but you can play them together. 13th fret there on the D, 11th fret there on the G. So we have this. All right, and then we get to, I believe Matt comes in now with a solo. By the way, the solo is over the gallop harmony section, so we've already learned what the solo is over. I should have probably mentioned that before, but got my hands full here. All right, and then we go into this. So it's basically just kind of tremolo picking. The 7th fret there on the G string is slowly bending it up. And then kind of a bend and release of that 7, pull off to 5, over to 7 on the D, and back to that 5. And then it kind of does that for a few times. Which is 7 on the D, 5 on the G, bend and release on the 7, and then pull back up to 5. As it goes, ends on that 7th fret there on the D. So. And then this little lick down the G string that ends it. So it's pick 9, hammer on 10, pull off to 9, slide down to 7, and then hammer on 9, pull off to 7, then slide down to 5, hammer 7, pull off to 5, and then the 7th fret there on the D. And then you do that kind of power chord figure we did earlier. You do it twice, and then it's going to take us to this 1st fret power chord off the A string. And then we are back to the verse. Now this verse that comes up here is just the second half, so not the clean part. It's just the with the Matt going. I'm sorry. So it's basically that just the second half of the verse is what you can hear, so none of the clean section. And then into the same pre-chorus, or the same rhythm underneath it being done by Matt, with the same, that same lick, except at the end of it, instead of going, there's this eighth note, it's 16th. So just same notes, just kind of we got alternate picking now. All right, so coming out this pre-chorus with those 16th notes ending, we have the chorus. So the chorus is played 2 times through both guitar parts like we did earlier. And then there's this the ending harmony part, just the high harmony of it, I believe. Or maybe it's both of them together. But it's just this little, just kind of like the first half of it, and then back into the chorus 1 time through. We're gonna do that ending harmony in a second, so I'm not gonna cover that yet. So they play it real quick in the middle of the chorus. I just wanna let you know that's there. And then we have the chorus played 1 more time through after that little harmony line comes in real quick, and then the chorus comes back in. And then we have the harmony section, which is first heard just with the top line and then with the rhythm guitar part underneath it, and then the full harmony comes in 2 times through for a couple of times at the end of the song. So first, for when the harmony comes in, that high harmony line is this. So I'm going to show you the rhythm in a second here for this, what massive. So when you first hear this now, after the last chorus, it's just that. So that's going to be 12, 14 on the D string. And when they play that 12 on the G string, it's kind of a quick bend and release, kind of. And then it's 14, 12, 14, 10 on the D string. And then into, still on the D string, 9, 10, 12, 10, 9, 10, slide into that 12. And then repeat. So underneath that we have this. So it's basically kind of a simplified version of the chorus is what Matt's doing underneath that. It's just straight, but you don't need to add that note on top. It's just 3, then the 5, then 3, then 5, 7, 5. So after you hear that much of it, and then you hear both harmony guitar parts. So we'll have one continue with this. So it just has that slow ending. This is the high harmony line. So it's the same one we did before. Then again. Then 9, 10, 12. Kind of slow it down. So the lower harmony part of that is this. Looks like this. So that's 9th fret here. I'm not sure. I think it's Matt probably playing the lower harmony. So this 9, 10 on the D. That little, still do a little bend and release on the 9th fret there on the G, just like that, because we're doing it with that. Then 10, 9. So then back to 10. Then down to 7. And then come down to 5. 5, 7. Slide into 9. Then 7, 5, 7. Slide back into that 9. So all together, the lower harmony. Repeat. last notes once again, just halfway through. The second ending is just 5, 7. Just going with this. And the high harmony part. All right, and then we basically get the very ending of the song coming out of that after you kind of hold those notes a little bit. It kind of starts like you're gonna do the gallop harmony again, but it just immediately jumps into that little power chord thing at the end. So it was. So it kind of starts with that gallop rhythm, the gallop harmony part. So this is the low, this is the high harmony part. But here, it doesn't do the low part, just the first half. And then it does that same little power chord, ending on the A power chord. And then the low harmony part's going with that too. And that is it for Tears Don't Fall. So yeah, there's a lot to cover there. There's a lot of harmony riffs and kind of dual guitar parts and crazy solos and stuff. So I hope you guys made it all the way through it. All right, hope you guys enjoyed it. My first Bullet for My Valentine song. I'll see you guys again soon for GuitarLessons365.com.